Well, hello friends, welcome back. I'm so glad that you're here. Today I'm going to be taking you along for a week of healthy meals on a low-income budget. To be clear, what that means is low income is relative. I never want to make it seem like we have nothing. We are a mostly single income. That's how we try to live anyways. So we just try to make our budget stretch as far as we possibly can. We try to make choices that are very budget friendly and very economical. Also, healthy is relative simply because if I start to hone in too much on what that word means, I fall into a paralysis. Like I start thinking, oh, well, that's still not as healthy as it could be. Or I don't know the actual source where that came from. I don't know the farmer that produced that fruit. I just either get to a point where I skip meals and I'm really hangry and snippy all the time, or I just go for what's easy and convenient and I'm still making terrible choices. So what I'm trying to do personally is cut out a lot of the artificial sugars, cut out a lot of the salt, rewire my taste buds, and try to eat more wholesome, nutritious, well-rounded meals. So that's kind of what we're after this week. I'm actually going off of a gut health recipe book that I have had for a couple of years and just kind of used here and there, but I'm trying to use it more regularly now. So I will have the recipes linked down below. Hopefully I can find them somewhere online. If nothing else, I'll link the actual recipe book down below so that you can have access to that as well. We will be discussing some breakfast, some lunch, some dinners, some snacks, and I'm just really glad that you're coming along for it. This will not be like my typical slow living vlog style video. This will be kind of rapid fire style. I hope that you enjoy this. Let's get started.
So I started filming at lunchtime because I went to the grocery store that morning, but one of my very favorite go-tos for lunch is a good hearty meaty salad. I like to add steak or chicken or some kind of meat and then roasted sunflower seeds. I really like tomatoes, some shredded cheese, and then I do all kinds of greens. So spinach, kale, lettuce. I try really hard not to add bacon or croutons because then it just gets super heavy and loaded. Like the crispy fried onions are delicious, but again, when I'm trying to be healthier and make better choices, I try to leave those things out, and this is always super filling for me. Until recently, I actually have not spent a whole lot of time cooking whole chickens, but this was so simple. It was straight out of the recipe book that I was referencing earlier. It's just olive oil, salt, and pepper kind of that creates a brine for the outside, and then you put it in your oven for a total of like an hour maybe, and it's good to go. It's so delicious, leaves so many leftovers, and we keep eating on it all week long. This is a gut health recipe book recipe as well, and it is kale and black bean breakfast burritos. Now, I did not add in Blano Chile because I am such a wimp when it comes to spicy foods. I left that out and should have added like some hot sauce or something just to give it a little kick, but very good, very full of fiber, and very great start to the day. Very easy to meal prep. You're home from school for a day, and I spent the morning making these and then had them to eat on for the rest of the week. One of my absolute favorite snacks of all time is a yogurt parfait. I do use vanilla Greek yogurt, and I add in strawberries, blueberries, and top it off with granola. So I had salad for lunch again, and then for dinner I ended up making this pasta with kale pesto, tomatoes, and chicken. I left the tomatoes out for my daughters, but I did end up making some for myself, and my husband surprised me and put some in his too. I also realized that blenders are not the same as food processors, and on a lot of things I can't tell the difference. This I could, but it still got it ground down enough, and I used like a ground beef masher to grind up as much as I could on my own by hand, but it ended up being really tasty. One thing to note is that a lot of these recipes use garlic oil instead of olive or vegetable or canola or whatever, but it is for the purpose of one, adding flavor, and two, reaping the health benefits from garlic. So garlic adds so much to a meal, and it goes with so many different dishes. That's why I really enjoy learning how everything kind of works together differently, because it's like once I see that, I'm able to better incorporate health benefits into everyday dishes. Okay, so Wednesday morning I was super lazy and just had coffee and a cheese stick for breakfast. So nothing good to show there. For lunch I had a salad with some cheese and leftover chicken. And then something that I absolutely love for a quick breakfast on the go or a snack or lunch, meal replacement, whatever it may be, is a good smoothie. It's like a Reese's cup smoothie, and it is delicious. Peanut butter powder would definitely work better than true peanut butter, because even whenever I heat up the peanut butter in the microwave and pour it in, the cold ice and milk obviously make it like clobber up again. So Definitely one of my favorites. I think I had it as like a late afternoon snack on that particular day. And then for dinner, we ended up just doing sheet pan, rope sausage, and root veggies. This is such a simple meal. I like to do it before church on Wednesday nights because we are always kind of helter-skelter before we get out the door. And it's just so simple. I usually season it with salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and then spray like some olive oil or something on it to help it stick. I might make some green beans or corn on the side like I did on this night, but we always have leftovers. On Thursday, we went back to school. Everybody was healthy again, and I was relying heavily on leftovers. I had a breakfast burrito that was previously made. I took a yogurt parfait for my snack, and then I had leftover pasta for lunch. That afternoon, I found myself really wanting something sweet and bready. Those are my two biggest kryptonites. And so I found a low sugar option for some homemade blueberry muffins and made those from scratch. I thought that they were pretty good. They definitely were more bready because the sugar content was far less than, your typical muffins from scratch. But it was still a really nice treat, something to snack on, and then more pre-made breakfast for the days ahead. Moving on to dinner that night, we stuck with the leftover theme. I ended up making a whole wheat wrap with some of the same ingredients, leftover chicken, salad stuff, and then the next morning took another breakfast burrito and some yogurt, but got so busy at school that I had no time to eat it, so that ended up being my lunch when I got home. I know that some people might be like, how in the world and why would you want to repeat meals so many times in 1 week? But honestly, I have been known to eat the same breakfast for like years on end. When I find something that I like, I wear it out, and it takes a long time for me to get sick of it. But it's really simple. If my taste buds like it, if it's halfway good for me, I don't have to worry about making that decision. It's one less thing for me to think about, and it's that much easier for me to say yes to. And then I know that I've talked about this recipe on my blog. I don't know that I've talked about it here, but it is a homemade pizza dough that I love to make and make a lot of at one time. Put half or more than half or however much I have available in the freezer while we make the other half, and then I can just pull it out whenever we need it. This day we had a game night at church, so it was just what we needed before we headed out the door.
So there we go. I hope that you found some helpful ingredients or recipes in this. Like I said, I'll have everything linked down below. A couple of honorable mentions that I did want to throw in here for my snack options are, I absolutely love graham crackers with milk. I really want to find a good homemade graham cracker recipe that does not have a super high sugar content. And then bananas. Love bananas. They're always something sweet, something nice. I like to finish the day with a banana sometimes if I'm really craving a sweet treat. Like I said, this was not perfectly healthy. This is not the cheapest option. It's kind of a middle ground for both of those things. As far as I can tell, I try to do my best with being cost efficient and making wise choices in terms of health. But I'm not a professional, I'm not a nutritionist, and so I just do the best that I can, and I think that that's what's important. I try to nourish my own body well, and I try to nourish the people around me well. I'm not sure if you noticed, but a lot of these same ingredients overlap into very different meals. For example, some of the meals that I made were like whole chicken, pasta, pizza dough, salads. Several of these things, the ingredients overlap. A lot of the times I feel like we hear, oh, eating healthy is so expensive, it's gonna break the bank just to make good choices in my diet. That's not always the case. It's not nearly as cheap as just buying the junk from the inner aisles, but it doesn't have to be as expensive as long as we plan well and don't let things go to waste. So if this is something that you have enjoyed, I would love to hear that down in the comments. I'm always interested in knowing more about what you guys love. I hope that you are having a great day, and I'll catch you next time. Bye guys.